sister across the street, how you doing? Hey, sis, come on over. I ain't gonna bite. Hey, I'm your brother, sis. Come on over. I gotta ask you something. 5 minutes of your time, sis. I gotta ask you something. No, we are your brothers, but guess what? If in real love, I'm gonna tell you when you off. Give me that. Hold that. Give me that. Leviticus 19. So if it's real love, if I'm really your brother, when I see you off, I see you in the midst of sin. It's my job to correct you, set you back on the path of God. You understand? Read what you got. Come on.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17.
Hey, sis, before you go, I want you to listen to this, all right?
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
You see that, sis? If our people apply that commandment alone, we can stop majority of the crime in our community. Right. It said we are not to hate our people in our own heart. You understand? Your heart is your mind, sis, right? You ain't supposed to hate your people, because guess what? In the black community, do we not gossip? Do we not have a murderous spirit in the black community, in the Hispanic community? Yes, we do. All the time. So the Lord said you are not to hate your people. Come on, you understand that? Read what you got.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor. So, sister, why is you walking off, sis? I need you to hear this. So it said in any wise, when you see your neighbor going off, you are to correct them. Why, sis? Because the wages of sin is death. You understand that? So if I really love you and I see you going off, I see you headed towards death, what is my job to do? Pull you back in. You understand that, Quan? So that's why we brought it out about the head covering. Because it's our job to pull you back in. Keep the commandments of God. Read that from the top. Come on. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Come on.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Come on.
And not suffer sin upon him.
We don't want to suffer sin upon our neighbor, right? But listen to this, sis. Read.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Read it right from the top. Come on.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
You see that? Against the children of your people. We are not to have a grudge. We are not to have hatred. So when we see sin upon them, guess what? We are to correct them and pull them back in. Because guess what in the community? You know what they teach in the black and Hispanic community? Stop snitching. Guess what? You teach stop snitching, but guess what? Let me tell you what some of these drug dealers around here do. They come in our community, and then they ruin it by selling drugs to our people, right, sis? But you know what they won't do? They won't have their kids grow up here. They won't have their kids grow up here. You know what they do? They get the money from the community, destroy their people, and send their kids to private school. Right. And they move out to the suburbs. You drug dealers, we know where your kids at, in the suburbs. But you come in your own community and you destroy your people. That is hatred, sis. Right. Quan, that's hatred. You understand that? Read that again. Come on.
Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Come on.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Because guess what? And that's how you know it's a bunch of self-hatred in our community, Quan. Because guess what? If I love you like myself and I love myself and I'm doing right by myself according to the commandments of God, I should want the same for you, correct? That's right. I should want the same for you. It's very simple if we're thinking about it. Leviticus 5:1. Because we just brought out that the spirit in our community is stop snitching. Stop snitching. You got, hey, y'all praise little Daquan, y'all praise little Tyrone. He killing everybody in your community. Right. And you ain't got nothing to say. But you know what you do? You raise your kids in the suburbs. Right. You put your mom in a house in the suburbs so they don't got to deal with none of this. Quan, it's evil, it's hatred. But watch what God said about it. Come on.
Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1. And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing, and it is a witness, whether he hath seen or known of it. If he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity.
You see that, Quan? God said if you see sin, you known of it, you heard of it. God said you got to utter that. So that destroys the stop stitching in the neighborhood. Right. You understand? Because I'm telling you straight, we come out here every week. We see some of the same faces selling some of the same drugs. And I'm telling you straight, most of these brothers and sisters don't live over here. Right. They don't live over here. And they tell you stop snitching while they set up in the suburbs and living good. That's evil as hell. And we all got to come back to the commandments of God. Right. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15. So I need you to think. You still with me, Quan? You understand what's going on? All right, come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
So Quan, just to lay the backdrop, this is Moses talking to the children of Israel in the wilderness, meaning you and our people. You understand? Listen good.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
No, to observe to do some of his commandments.
To do all his commandments.
You see that? We can't pick and choose, Quan. We cannot pick and choose, and that's what's going on. That's what the church teach, right? Because the church say, you know what? Come as you are. God ain't say that. God told Moses to take his shoes off if this is a holy place. You understand? We are to come and change, Quan. Do you get what I'm telling you? Come and repent. Read on. Hey, brother on the moped, while you riding by, listen good to this.
To observe, to do all his commandments, and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
You see that? The Lord said if we, this through Moses, it's saying if we don't keep the commandments, Quan, God is going to curse this people. When you look amongst your community, is this not a cursed people? Right? Because the real question, if you have any level of intelligence, this is for anybody out here, when you look at your community, the thought should be, what's wrong with my people? Hey,
that's the big question.
Right.
Like, it goes back to, like, with, how our people have burdens and everything.
Oh, we're going to bring it out. You in the spirit, Quan, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Read that. Verse 32. I'm going to show you something. Oh, you mentioned bondage. We're going to talk a little bit about it. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32.
Listen good, Quan.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Quan, who did that happen to? That sound like, because it is slavery.
Bring it
right?
out.
It just be the thing, like, to be ordered. I know it happened so long ago, like some of the history is like forgotten, like people don't really know because they more focused.
Hey, because they changing it, Quan. They changing it, and guess what? The longer you stay away from this Bible, the further away from your history you gonna get. Because I'm telling you straight, the other nations is finna change it, right?
It just makes you wonder why they hate black people so much.
Oh, let's deal with it. We're gonna deal with it. You know why they hate you?
That's the big.
You know why they hate you? Because you got the blood of the Messiah in you. You're the son of the living God. That's what. Hey, listen, you got to think about it. Put yourself in the heathen shoes. If you knew that they were the real children of God, you would have some animosity too. You understand? But they got animosity against you because you are the son of the living God. And they can't nothing change that. But God requires something from you. He said you have to come back, fear him, and keep all the commandments, Quan. You understand? No longer can you pick and choose. No longer can you say, Grandma, what should I do? And Grandma said, baby, just come to church. You know, we can no longer move like that. Because guess what? Our older generation, because they lack knowledge according to the Bible, they have failed us. They have failed us, but guess what? The Lord sent prophets according to his heart, and he's sending us back to teach the people the commandments of God. All right, read what you got.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
I'm gonna tell you straight, yes sir. We are some of the saddest people. So for example, right, we know that this happened during slavery, right? But I'm gonna give you an example, right? Say you a parent. You got children, Quan? You got children, right? Say that the government or the city of Rochester felt like you wasn't a fit parent. What would they do? They would take your children from you. When would you get your children back, Quan? Until they decide that you are fit to be a parent. You understand? Hey, how you doing, brother? How you doing, brother? Hey, I need you to listen good. What's your name? What's your name? You don't want to give your name? Hey, brother, so while you traveling off, I want you to hear this. Read this again. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Hey, do y'all even know, even for our Native American brothers on the reservation, their kids are getting took every day. In our community, our children are being took every day. So it's not just talking about past tense, Quan. It's talking about right now.
That's right.
Right now. And this is the importance of getting our mind right. You understand that, Quan? All right, go to verse 48 real quick.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Wait a minute, Quan. Wait a minute. Did the Lord just say that we got enemies? And that not only do we have enemies, but he sent them our way? Did we not just read that, Quan? Let's read it again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
You heard that, Quan? The Lord said, not only did I send the enemies to get you, but you're going to serve them in the land of your captivity. Don't get it twisted. We are in captivity. Now you feel like you could go as you please, but guess what, brother? That's just to fool you. You understand? They control your finances. They control your food sources. You understand? They control the water, and we're gonna read it. Read on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
So the Lord said, guess what? You're going to serve your enemies for hunger. Now look at this, Quan. Today's the Lord's Sabbath. Can we buy and sell today? We cannot buy and sell today. But our people patronize every business in the community. Guess what? Your people don't own none of this.
Right.
Look around, Quan. Your people don't own none of this. But guess what? We're so far removed from the Bible, we patronize every business in this community. Right. You understand that? Now, let me show you something. Before we got here, they had an event going on, right, Quan? They had an event going on. When we start bringing out the Bible and who's the true enemy of God's people, that thing started to close down. Because if they really was an ally, they would have said, hey, y'all absolutely right. Absolutely right. But they can't do it because it's the pride of the heathen nations. You understand that? Yeah. But guess what? Our people so far removed, we don't care. We love it. They give out free food, we love it. These stores open on the Lord's Sabbath, we love it. We're going to patronize it. You understand? What has one of these stores done for the so-called black community, Quan? They not going to do it. You know what they're doing? They taking this money and sending it back home. That's right. And they building mansions in other countries. That's what they're doing. If you go ask any of these Arab men what they do with the money, look, they prideful. They'll let you know. They'll show you a picture of their house they building in Yemen. They'll show you. Because that's the pride of the other nations. They love to see God's people trotting down. You understand that? All right, read what you got.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst.
Now, Quan, you got to think about that. The earth is over 70% of water, Quan. So why are you paying for water? You understand? Why are you paying for water? They are selling you a natural resource, Quan.
Or the thing like we pay for like stuff like apples and stuff like we gatherers and hunters at first. We wasn't.
So now you gotta ask, Quan. Now you gotta ask, who gave these people that authority? Give me that. The earth is giving it to the hand of the wicked. I'm gonna show you something. I'm going to show you something because a lot of these brothers out here, we go on something where we get on a boat and we go teach our people across the nations, right? When we on that boat, you know what I saw when I was on that boat? I saw a line of cruise ships, and I thought to myself, I said, who gave them the authority to control the water, to set up businesses on the water and won't let no other nation in? Who gave them that control? Read what you got.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You know why? Because we broke God's commandments.
We used to scream black power while Haran was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.